You back with another episode of Choppin Game. Y'all know how we do. Me and my OG. And of course, we have a special guest today. We don't really do no introductions. So we'll let him introduce himself. Get with him, big homie.
Gary Chambers, candidate for U.S. Congress.
Sheesh, the candidate for the U.S. Congress. I just stepped in the house of ours.
Yes, sir.
Come to kick it with the OGs, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me show the people how down to earth you is, right?
Let's do it.
I'm with that.
You taking Cedric Ribbon seat?
I'm taking the people's seat.
Okay, all right then. That's what's up.
The people seat, right?
You're
Yes,
a
sir.
Democratic candidate too, right?
Yes, sir. Democrat.
What makes the Democratic and Republican Party different for people who don't know? What's the difference between the two parties?
I think one of the core issues is, both political parties have their issues. Neither
Big
one
issues.
of them are perfect, right?
Yeah, big issue.
But I think that the Democratic Party is more people-centered than the Republican Party. It's a bigger tent, bigger umbrella, more representation from black folks and other ethnicities in the country. But I also think that the potential for this country to become better is off many of the values that the Democratic Party upholds. Republican Party talks about the free market and enterprise, but the free market ain't never really been free for black folk. And we've never really prospered from the economic system that's been built by this country because of the discriminatory practices that exist within our government. Slavery, Jim Crow.
But that's where it started from.
But it moves even deeper than that. Whether it's redlining, gentrification, whether it is
Systemic racism.
all of the impacts.
Yeah, you're talking about systemic now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then.
With that, let's elaborate on
Wait, I got
the
one more
reparation
question.
of these
No,
black
Celo,
people.
I got one
You got
more
something for
question.
it?
I got one more question
Come on.
for you. Said the Republican Party represent black people. I just know one Republican.
No, I didn't say the Republicans represent black people.
Okay, all right then. I
didn't say that.
I just wanted to make sure. Okay,
No,
now
sir.
you can ask.
Okay, now we can elaborate on this reparation for black people.
Yes, sir.
Like, what's your stance on that?
I fully support it. I think it's necessary. I think it's what we should do as this country. We take care of every other country that America's bombed. We bombed the Japanese. We gave them money after we bombed them. We take care of Israel. We take care of all these other foreign countries. But we won't take care of the greatest sin we ever had, which is enslaving black folk.
But how would you go about getting us reparations?
One is through legalizing cannabis and making sure that
Watch
black
out
folks
there
are
now.
at the front of the line to be able to be beneficiaries of those services. I also believe that we should do a direct payment to the descendants of slaves in this country, as well as people who've been negatively impacted by the after effect laws of Jim Crow. And so if we could dig in the couch and find $1 trillion to pull us out of the pandemic, we could dig in the couch and find money to make sure that black folks have reparations in this country.
Now, that's kind of small because I kind of agree with you. I think that it should give every black person, woman, child, whatever, $100,000.
I don't know if the number's 100. It might be more than that.
Well,
I don't want to cut out.
almost put it into perspective.
Let's
Like-
be. I'm just trying to be logical where the people are really, they'll try to get because you ain't gonna just fight the Republican Party. You're gonna fight the Klan and other white people that feel like
I ain't
black
scared
people
that-
should get nothing. So,
That don't bother me.
give a number that is structurally.
But we don't need to take crumbs.
Well, that's true. I like
$100,000
him already. Now,
$100,000 ain't no money.
Yeah, you talking some real shit. I like.
Say
that.
when it comes to that when it
that.
comes to the marijuana legalizing, right? What you
Yes,
think
sir.
about the people that's still locked up behind?
I think every person that's ever been convicted with a marijuana charge should either be released if they're still in jail, and their record should be expunged. There's no way that we should penalize black and brown people for what we now allow white men to go make money for in Colorado and California.
How many of your Democratic constituents gonna follow that though?
A whole lot, because they smoke that weed too.
Okay, that's so we got to get you in office then. Huh?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Say, because you know what I think
I
our
hope
problem
you got to
is? We
listen
always
now.
think about things as this, right? Because sometimes we'll get people like you in office, right? And then once you get up there, you don't represent us.
Nah,
So
And
us, why you not
they
gonna
lied. Tell the truth, and they
Oh,
lied.
they definitely lied. They lied to us to get in office,
They don't
then they
do
walk
none of the
around
shit they
the
say they
street,
gonna
shake
do when they
hands
get
and all
up
that
there.
shit. Then they get up there and turn it back on.
Anybody else came and sat down with y'all?
We
Because
just kick.
they're not gonna connect to the community. I'm a grassroots organizer that happens to be influential enough to run for U.S. Congress. I'm rooted in my community first. Everything about me has come about because I was fighting for the people. A leopard don't change his spot. A zebra don't change his stripes. I didn't go to college to go become a politician like the other people in the race. I started a business. I tried to make change happen in my community, and we were successful at making change happen. And I'm in this race for the people. 14,000 people have given to this campaign. That's a people power movement, right? And so I'm going to be true to the people who put me in office, which is the people.
I got a question on that because I've been hearing on the radio the person that your opponent trying to run a smear campaign, and she trying to use the Breonna Taylor situation that to try to say that you condone the police side of what happened with that.
Nah, she wasn't talking about me. She was talking about the other man.
You sure?
Positive. I know ain't nobody said nothing about me supporting the police.
Okay, then. I thought she said Gary Chambers.
Nah, they know better.
Okay, then. All right, then. I just wanted to get that straight.
I helped change the use of force policy for the Baton Rouge Police Department. You can look up my track record. I've gotten cops fired.
Do you think the police department should be overhauled?
Absolutely. 110%.
Okay, well, why? What's the reason for that?
Because I fought for black families that have been killed by the police consistently. Jordan Frazier, Alton Sterling, Travis Stevenson, Jacoby Davis, a young brother named Raheem Howard who survived. We got that cop fired after he killed Jordan Frazier in 2017 or 2018 and then shot at Raheem Howard the next year. I'm one of the lead activists that pushed the issue to make sure that cop got fired. Absolutely, I believe that the police department should reform.
Your record speak for itself.
Absolutely.
So, but let me ask you this shit too, though. You know that, and I'm just this me personally speaking.
Run it.
I feel like your Republican counterparts that's in the Senate and the Congress, I believe they all some type of way. Not all of them. I take that back. Majority of the ones, especially the ones that. Before I even get to that, let me ask you this. How you felt about that insurrection?
Be more specific.
Well, you do know that they have some Republican senators and congressmen that aided and abetted that situation.
They should go to jail.
Okay, then. But now you have to fight the Klan, too, because
that don't scare me, brother. I've been fighting white folks and racism since I jumped off the porch.
What they did to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. You ready
I
for
ain't
that?
Malcolm and all Martin. I'm good.
For you to take the fight for, because see, right now you sound like a brother like me, and for you to lay there and take the fight to them people.
Let me say this to you, black man.
Okay.
They got a man sitting in the back of the room with me. He got a pistol on him.
Okay.
Stand up to lay down.
All right then.
Black, white, whatever. A black man killed Malcolm. A white man killed Martin.
But it was all sent by the white man.
Don't matter.
Who took the
it don't matter who. It don't matter who.
I mean,
who sent you. It's still a black man that did it.
I mean, say some. Hey, look,
you don't get a pass on that. Too many of us.
But I'm saying that you got a black Republican that you know what I'm saying. So you know some black people just do stupid shit.
That is, we don't excuse it just because they do stupid shit.
I ain't saying that. They supposed to be held accountable too, just like
exactly.
everybody else.
Exactly.
I ain't saying that. But I'm just saying though, it seems like a lot of politicians say that. But when they get into Washington, D.C. and have to confront these Klansmen head on,
I'm not a politician.
I'm saying, though.
I'm not a politician. No, even when I get elected, I'm a man of the people that happens to be in politics.
See, you hear that on Choppin game,
okay,
huh?
so
you gonna have to hold
what are we going to do about, like, what you think about, like, the charter schools and us getting trades back in our schools?
I think we need a national review of charters to assess whether or not they've been successful. I think overwhelmingly they have not been successful. And if we see the data tells us that they haven't, we should ban them. I think there have been some good things from charters that we should adapt into our public traditional schools. I think we need to expand to some of the trade services like you're talking about. Many of those things, auto shop, things like that, were in school class before. They're not no more. So what do you learn how to do with your hands? Everybody's not going to college and get a 4-year degree.
True.
Right.
That's true.
What make you as in what's your roots to like New Orleans? You got family or something?
So my great grandfather and grandfather lived at the corner of Corn and Joliet, in Pingertown, and were very active in the community. I grew up in Baton Rouge, but you know, just like any other family, you go see your grandparents and all of that. I mean, that's where you from. Am I lying?
I don't know your people.
Okay. Go to the corner. Go to the corner, Corn and Joliet.
I know about Pingertown.
Go to the corner, Corn and Joliet. It says Reverend Chambers on the gate. It's a little orange house on the.
I'm sure we're gonna peep that out.
Go check it out.
Peep that out.
Go check it out.
I'll tell them in episode 2 of
And I'll tell you what happened to my family post Katrina. My family owned the house for almost a century. My grandfather moved away after Katrina. I lived in that house in 2006. I got my first job as a supervisor to reopen the Bullitt Home Depot in New Orleans East. Okay. So I stayed in my grandparents' house because my grandfather had went to Seattle with my grandmother after the storm. Now, the house didn't flood or no stuff like that, so I stayed there in 2006. But around 2009, 2010, like what has happened to many families, the city, we came and paid the taxes on the house in December. Like, say we came December the 9th, right? Mm-hmm. Paid the taxes on the house, go back to Baton Rouge. 3 days later, the city sold it for blight because the grass wasn't cut, right?
They played the game. Yeah.
So we didn't find out, though, until we came back to cut the grass like a month later, and they had Hispanic people at the house painting the house and all this other stuff like that. My mom, who's in her 70s, was like livid because that's her father's house. People that painted the house and all of this. And, you know, the city had sold our house from up under us.
And y'all let the city just,
we didn't know what to do at that time. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't active or any of these things. Like, I was like in my early 20s at that time. And that was on my mom's generation because it was her and her siblings that were the heirs to the property.
So now you're going to be in there taking care of that public corruption and all that.
Absolutely. I think that, you know, you need to have the right recourse before you start taking people's property.
Well, I mean, they've been doing it for so long. That's been recorded since the aboriginal slaves Indians was here. So
no doubt about it.
They've been taking land like that. You know, you got a lot of work cut out for you.
I ain't scared of it.
Okay then, bro. I mean, we sure gonna try to get you talking like that. I can back you, cause you agree with. And the most thing you agree with is legalizing marijuana. That was cool. That
was the coolest thing.
Yeah, we were sitting here. I'm straight up. I'm like, man, I thought you wasn't coming back because it was a little fruity and you're smelling when he walked.
No, baby, no, baby.
Then I thought he was again. I'm like, man, how could I vote for this man if you don't? You get the herb. You get anything else.
Ain't nothing you got going on in here bother me, black man.
Okay, then that's what's up. That's what's up.
So what can you say to the people who don't know you that could at least give them an idea of put them in a place to where they can understand that you are for the people?
The most important thing I can tell you is check my record. You know, look me up on social media. You can scroll back years and see the work that I've done in the community. When they attempted to move the zoo out of my community and give us a $45 million park, we held 22 community meetings, and we fought to keep the zoo. Now it's a $300 million investment happening in a divested community. When they closed 2 emergency rooms, we got partners from out of state, met with people in the community, pitched a plan to Governor Edwards, and now my community has an emergency room. I did those things without being elected. I ain't never held an elected position, but I do care about my people. I care about my community, and I'm willing to do the work to make change happen, not just talk about it, but be about it.
Yeah, but you're going to be able to get some folks.
I was up against folk with everything I ever did.
You sure that you ain't gonna let them make you influence you to become politically incorrect?
Brother, I've been arrested fighting for black folk. Ain't nothing them people could give me. I'm a free man. I don't need to be
in jail. Listen, bro, if he been to jail, you need to vote for him because he know how it's going down, bro.
You know I feel the being there.
You know, what you think about it? What prison reform?
Necessary.
You feel like detention centers that really don't provide rehabilitation for prisoners should be shut down?
Well, I think that we should fix what's broken in our economy so that people don't have to make choices that put them in a criminal justice system, number one. Number two, I think that, you know, we need to do away with mandatory minimums, 3 strikes and you're out, that type of stuff, the death penalty. The government gets it wrong far too many times. And I think that there has to also be mechanisms to make sure that when people are incarcerated, that they can be recidivized, that we can give them the opportunity to grow and develop into better people while they're there. And then when you are released, that there needs to be a plan and a strategy and resources on the ground to help people get jobs when they come out of jail and give them the opportunity to be able to feed their families because, you know, there's too many restrictions, too, for people with felonies, right? We got 300 and something laws in this state that prevent people with prior convictions from being able to be active participants in this democracy.
But how you going to overhaul a system that was totally designed to do just that, though?
One step at a time, brother. One brick at a time. One of the things that I think that we got to realize is there's change happening every day. It's not massive structural change at one time, but we didn't get here overnight, and it's going to take us time to fix it.
Yeah, but they still got, you saying it's change being made on that small level, but they got bigger changes that's being made with gerrymandering and voter suppression and trying to strip the live rights that we do have away. You know
So
what
then
I'm
that
saying?
question becomes to the people: how bad do you want change? Because I show up at council meetings all the time, and I don't ever see none of
Yeah,
y'all.
but marching and picket signs.
No, I ain't say nothing about marching and picket signs. I said showing up at the council meetings where the people are making the decisions so you can lean on those people to affect the policies. And more than that, when you get somebody who's about the change that you're about, put them in office. Show up and vote for the people who stand for the stuff you stand for, and you can make change happen.
That's just the point. Every time we try to vote a person and that we think they're going to do
No. Y'all been electing the same people for 20, 30 years. Then you ain't getting nothing out of that.
To be honest with you. I just started playing the politics game.
Okay, well, you're not guilty, but the two people I'm in the race against.
As in, I think if that is because of like what was passed down to us is we just voted for who our grandmother said.
There you go. But let me ask you this. Would you let your mama dress you?
No.
Oh, we still.
Then the question is, if you wouldn't let your mama dress you, why you let your mama tell you to vote for?
I asked my mama, do I look good when I got my clothes on?
You can ask your mama, do you look good, and you can get an opinion, but you're not gonna let her pick your clothes though.
But if she said don't look right, I'm gonna go take it off. So
I mean, then I don't really let my mama tell me whether or not I look good or not.
Okay.
I'm gonna just be honest with
this
you.
The thing. Here's the thing. What I'm saying, bro, it's this. We hear a lot of people say that, but to me, personally, I'm not speaking for no other black person but myself. When y'all get in that office and y'all have to face the Kennedys,
You ain't look me up.
okay, we gonna try to push it up. And listen, we on Choppin Gang, we kind of hold people accountable
I want it.
to what you say, cause we'll fly to Washington, come see you,
Pull up.
and let you know, like,
Y'all
man,
must ain't
one time
seen none of my pull up. Y'all ain't seen my pull up, huh?
Okay, then, all right, okay, then.
Huh? I pulled up on the man I'm running against because he won't debate me right now.
They scared of the McCarthy's and, you know.
Who you pulled up on, Troy?
Absolutely.
Say, while we speaking about that, what Karen Carter supposedly sent some threats to push somebody out the race, right? You ain't been getting no threats or nothing.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I'm
There's no
just
better.
I'm just checking. I'm just checking
Nah,
because
man.
I heard
Nah,
like they
man.
calling shots to get people to just get their way on out.
Nah, ain't nobody about to come and ask me to get out of nothing.
Say, that's a good thing. I think from what we more or less what we expected. That's why we glad that you were able to come down and sit with us because you changed our mind on a lot of things.
Good. That's what we're doing every day.
I want to know what you're going to do. How else you going to make them invest in the black community, too?
Build a regional strategy. That's one of the things that I think we lack is that we don't have a plan for the whole region. New Orleans, Baton Rouge, the river parishes. You look at Houston. People live in Sugar Land say they're from Houston. People live in Alpharetta say they're from
We
Savannah.
just talked about that.
And
Ooh,
people
we
live in
spoke on
Fort
that.
Worth say they're from Dallas, right?
Right.
We have to have a regional strategy where all of the communities are here, are working together, because if we get a big facility here, it might get a smaller facility here, but that's still jobs for the whole community, right?
True.
That's how we build a strategy to help grow our economy and create opportunities. For
So you ain't going to just steal the taxpayer money. You're going to really do something.
I got my own money, black man.
Okay, then.
So we just talked about how New Orleans and Baton Rouge kind of separate themselves.
And we got to stop that.
Like we just was talking about that.
What,
That
like,
shit
like,
crazy.
like, what? There's no difference in
agree.
this city and that city, other than the fact that we live in two different zip codes. You got high crime here, high crime there. You got lack of opportunity here, you got lack of opportunity there. When they say Louisiana ranked 50 in the nation, they ain't saying New Orleans, they ain't saying Baton Rouge, they saying the whole state.
And when it comes to Atlanta, you could look at how like a lot of them dudes don't even be from Atlanta; they be from outside spots. But
And here we are, all from the same state, all pushing the same. We influence the culture in so many different ways, right? Artists from Baton Rouge, artists from New Orleans, influencing the whole culture.
They still in our styles.
And what we got to do is say, how much more could we do if we work together? These old silly beefs we got between each other, that's
I've been
stupid.
telling Celo, that's what Choppin Gang about, but that's what I've been trying to tell him for the longest. You know, it's about time we take our rightful places, but it'd be hard because black men don't know how to work together.
But you got to have people willing to show that it can be done.
That's why we're working with you now.
Absolutely.
That's why we're trying to get them to vote for you now. You know, I mean, for the people who are listening and tuning in, you know, that's all we can do. You know, and then try to get a ground game with you after the show to see what we could do to get other people that didn't listen to the show to come and holler at you.
We knew coming into this race that we wasn't gonna have what you call institutional support, right? Like a bunch of politicians and stuff weren't gonna support us. So what we said was we was going to the streets. We was going to talk to people in clubs. We was going to talk to people in the community. We was going to talk to people who were artists and entertainers and things of that nature, party promoters, because we're not looking for a wine and cheese crowd. It's more black folks that's struggling in this community than there are doctors and lawyers.
All of them are. You're right.
You know, and so for me, if you really want to help the people, you got to be among the people. That's what Jesus did, and that's really the philosophy of how I try to live my life, to be among my people and to be for my people.
But I mean, it makes sense, and if you're standing on the principles and the ground that you say is, then that means you're gonna make a difference in Washington D.C. You're not just going up there and accept no anything. You're really gonna fight.
Because I don't like most people who go to D.C. or get elected. That's what defines them. Like being a politician is what makes them who they are.
They work their whole life to get there.
I didn't know. You know, I got a name. I got 300,000 followers. Whether or not I ever get elected, I'm gonna be relevant in these conversations about change, regardless. So I don't need to be in D.C. to be relevant. I need to be in D.C. to be able to use the mechanisms of power the same way that other people have to help my people.
That's what you will in power.
Say it again.
That's what you will in when you get to Washington D.C.
But I will power without being elected. It's a different type of power.
Yeah,
but the reason you go inside is to be able to be at the table when the decisions are being cut, when the conversation is being had, to make sure that our people are prioritizing those conversations. And if the only people that we send are people from our community that went to Ivy League schools, do you fully understand where we are today?
That's a nice question, because I really think no politician understands.
They're not from the grounds of it.
It depends
They're
on
not
where
from the
you're
grounds
from.
up.
I'm talking about the true politician. You're not a true politician.
And I think,
Seem
but
seem like you're a dude from the hood that really trying to get to Washington D.C. to make a change for us.
as black people, here's what we got to ask ourselves. When you try to make a decision in your life, do you go talk to somebody with a PhD, or do you go talk to somebody who got stuff done in your community? You go talk to the people.
Celo.
You go talk to the people.
I don't talk to nobody, so you had to ask me a question.
I go holler at my OG.
But my point in that is, you're gonna look at the people who've actually done something before you give them your support. When we look to vote, we need to stop looking at what school you went to, what job you worked on, and all of that. We need to start asking a question like, what have you done to help people? Because the job of an elected official is to help the people.
Yeah, which none of them ever do.
See, I look at it as in, like you were saying about, as in how we've been damn near electing the same people for the past few years. How do we change that? Like, we got to get people like you on the ground to show that they can change.
Well, Saturday,
because I can tell you that on the ground they fed up.
Well, I tell you, if that's where we at, then we need to be mobilizing people this Saturday to get out and vote for us so that we can make sure that they don't get a promotion.
First of all, Celo, our people really just started running in these elections. So it's been the incompetence they've been for generations. They already got their voters. You have to change that. Because we a red state. We not even democratic. We a red state.
But we only a red state because we don't show up to vote. Black folk make up 32% of the state.
We show up in New Orleans. I don't know about the other
No, we show up in Baton Rouge. I'm talking about to the degree, but that's still not. We got to tap the rest of black folks in this state and give them some hope. And they got to have a candidate that they can believe in.
And that they can relate to.
That's it.
Definitely.
If a lot of candidates talk like you, they're going to be believing in a lot of more candidates.
I would hope so.
We got to get you in first to show them.
Because that's going to say that another
one. You know, that they can get in first. Bro.
That's it. Let me tell y'all, one of the reasons people don't say the stuff that I say is because they don't think they can get elected saying the stuff. You know, they're looking at the politics of this and whether or not this is going to cost them something to say that. And
so they watch what they say.
So they watch what they say. And so what we got to show is that you can win with these. It's not radical to say that every person in the richest country on earth should have health care. Right. It's not radical to say that people should be able to work at a job where they breathe clean air, make a livable wage, and can take care of their family.
I just don't believe that's the problem. I just believe the people that's in power don't want to change it.
So change
the people that's in.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I believe. You know, until you move the Kennedys, until you move the Jim Jones and the Josh Hawleys and Ted Cruz's, the people like that, you know, ain't no change.
That comes to us as a people.
They fight you harder though. They fight harder than anything to, you know, keep things regressing.
Could they whoop us in a street fight?
Well,
no. So we have to take. But listen to the B part. If they can't whoop us in a street fight, we need to take that same tenacity that we have with these hands to this mind, because they can't whoop us here either. We just got to believe that.
Yeah, but it's gonna take so long to do it when you could just take them in the office and smack the shit out of them, and then they'll go in there and sign the right shit. See what I'm saying? Because they really believe in their heart that the old days is still the good days.
Let me say this.
That's not true no more.
Malcolm had a philosophy: by any means necessary.
Yeah, but he didn't have the right people behind him.
So
he didn't have the right
I'm
people.
telling you, though,
This is what I'm saying. He didn't have the right people behind
by
him.
any means necessary.
It was a different time. They had a lot of people that was fearful. And young brothers
We still
now
got
not,
fearful people.
No, young brothers now are not scared. They just don't know what to fight for.
Well,
It's just a whole different.
I think that depends on what
Okay,
crowd
then.
of people you're talking to.
No, I'm just saying though. You
Because
said
black folk burned
you-
buildings
but
down
I'm
in the
just- it's
60s
not
when they
a-
got angry.
See, that's what I'm about to tell you. Burning buildings and toting signs do not make people that sick dogs on you, sprayed hoses on you, kicked you in your ass and spit in your face gonna feel. They gonna feel what you have. You have to bring the same thing to them to make them understand.
I think that is. I don't think it's an either or. I think it's a both and.
But it goes together.
I agree.
You can't have one without the other.
We do have both.
See, I'm saying though, but
You know what we lack? Consistency.
That's a nice word to use. I think it's a little deeper than that. I
We
mean,
lack
we
consistency.
just- I
Maybe
just don't-
is it because of some of the leaders that we have?
I'm not gonna just put it on the leaders. Some of this stuff is on us.
Well, I mean, bro.
How many of us like real talk? Like I have gone to more city council meetings than anybody in this room probably.
You have.
So
You
don't. Well, okay, maybe I got a few back there that's with me.
Okay, yeah, but I'm saying not your crew. We just
let me
talking
say this
about
though, and in saying
in
that,
our circle.
how you gonna keep complaining about something and you don't never be a part of the solution?
I
It's
don't-
easy to point at the TV and say these MFers ain't doing this or you ain't doing that, but when the last time you showed
But
up to help make
sometimes
that
we got to
change?
get into the
Because
community
I'ma
to let
tell-
them know that they need to
I'm
be
gonna be
there.
honest with you.
Ain't nobody tell me where the council meeting was. Ain't nobody. No. Because you making excuses for the people.
You Celo made that excuse. I ain't made it.
I'm just telling you.
I'ma
I'm
tell
telling you
why I
what's
don't
real.
talk.
It's not an
I'm
excuse.
not about to come in there and sit there and talk to some white man who think that he got an education that he gonna sit down. And
But
talk.
you know, if you
Hold
show up,
this-
if
hold
you show up,
this-
he more scared
but
than
this-
me.
But I know he should be. He should
And
be.
that
If
make a
I show-
difference- that make a
because
difference
you're not
when they
gonna
vote,
do what
though.
I'm gonna do.
But that's what I'm
See,
telling
I'll
you.
snatch you from behind that
So let
podium.
me tell you something.
Start stomping him in the
Let me tell you
ground
something.
Because you trying to play. Listen, this is what I'm saying. We need people like you to go to war, not me.
No. We need both. Listen to what I'm telling you.
No, I'm coming for a different reason.
Listen what I'm telling you though.
Okay,
There have been
I'm-
times where we have had both the diplomacy and then the understanding that there was strength outside. That we need you to vote the right way.
That didn't work though all the time.
It didn't work for y'all, maybe. It worked for us. We didn't move several major issues.
But I don't think it's gonna work in Washington D.C.
I'm
The
willing to
reason
try.
why I say that because
You telling me
had-
everything that can't happen. I'm gonna tell you what
but
can.
I'm not saying I'm not
I'm
not
optimistic.
trying to be a politician. You are, so you know the inside of what's going on. But from what I can see, it's not a place for me because you have arrogant white men sitting up there putting their noses down at people trying to get shit right and using arbitrary law to justify it. I'm not into all that. See, I beat it out of them. You're going to either sign this now or I'm going to beat you till you sign it.
Listen, brother.
It's
I can't say
different.
what I want to say on
I know you
camera.
can't, but you in Choppin game, but I'm just showing you the difference. We're not about to sit here and play
when we
mental
get when we get on the other side of these
Listen
cameras,
what I'm about to say though. I'm not about to sit there and play mental gymnastics like that.
that's not
you
how.
know what you're doing wrong.
But
Listen,
brother, what I'm
okay.
telling you is I don't compromise on any of my values to move any of these issues. And sometimes I done been put out for calling these dudes disrespectful white boys before.
See, this is why I think we getting a disconnect because she keeps saying it's about you. I watched what the U.S. Senate did to Donald Trump. Said, bro, if a black man would have done what Donald Trump did, he'd be dead.
But hear what I'm saying.
Listen
though.
what I'm saying.
You going to
Okay.
D.C. and we can't even go to City Hall.
Well, that's the truth. But that's the truth. But
You know what I'm saying? Like
I
we
don't
to
believe
the
in
to the,
working my way from the bottom. I believe working my way from the top. So we have two.
Nah,
different-
that's not how the government work though, man.
I'm not
All
in the
politics
government.
is that I'm trying to
but
I'm
I'm
trying to
not-
give you the
That's why we
game.
have
I'm
people
not-
like you.
I'm trying to give you the game. That all politics is local. Your local politics impacts your life far more than Donald Trump ever will.
Well, why you going to Washington, D.C.?
Because
Why
that's
you
where the
ain't
bag
starting
at to send the bag down here because I'm already connected to the streets and somebody
See,
got to
look,
send the
see-
resources to the community
See,
to make the
that's why
change
y'all
happen.
shooting all over my head, the bag up here. You gotta be down.
You gotta get the
here.
DC.
Okay,
You gotta
so
get the
here-
DC to get the
you
bag.
pay taxes. I'm gonna make
Right.
it plain.
Okay.
You pay taxes, right?
Right.
So you pay income taxes, payroll taxes, property taxes, all of that
Local
money,
taxes,
right?
state
Now, all
taxes.
that stuff goes from the local level to the state level to the federal level, right?
Right.
The biggest purse strings in America are the federal level.
Right.
That's the opportunity to get the most resources to send it down to the people on the ground in the state to make the change happen. But we don't have people currently that prioritize plans that prioritize the people on the ground for those resources. They prioritize in big business and industry. So when the money comes down, it goes
That's
to the
the 1%,
business.
right?
Yeah, but we can change that.
Don't you have your own plan put together?
Let me hold it.
Don't you have a plan put together?
Man.
A plan put together? Absolutely. On my website, chambersforcongress.com.
Listen, so what you gonna do? You gonna just eliminate the 1%ers completely?
Nah, I just think that we have to have a more equitable system. It's possible, brother.
How when the 1%ers don't want to cut loose all that power you talking about?
So let me tell you like
How
this.
you gonna take it from
You could keep giving me this pessimistic view, and I'm gonna keep giving you
I ain't
the
giving you the-
optimistic view because I'm
I'm
gonna tell you
not
like
giving you
this:
the
if
pessimistic.
more of us did what we were supposed to do as citizens, it's more of us than them
Yeah, I know, and they still controlling everything.
because we don't show up.
Okay, all right.
We gotta own our
And
part
you
too.
believe just showing up to the polls that
It's not just showing.
it?
No. It's putting the right people in. It's showing up, and then it's showing up after the
See, them
fact,
white folks say they want their country back.
and they can try.
They say
They'll
they
never
want
have it back.
Okay, then.
America will never
In
be
other
what it
words,
was.
what I'm telling you, the way I see it, it look like you gonna go to Washington D.C. If you ain't really working against them, you're gonna be working for them.
I'm gonna
In
be working
some
against
type
them
of
every
way,
day.
because they got too much of systemic racism. They got too many laws, that they use against us. That if y'all don't change that shit in a hurry, we just spinning our wheels. You can say what you want about getting in Washington D.C. Just like the ones who washing with the signs, and I don't do none of that because to me it just seemed like it's a waste of time. You got to.
So what do you do?
You eliminate the problem. The problem is
No. What do you do?
Oh, what do? I do a lot of things. What you mean by
If
what,
you telling me everything
I
that you
do
won't do,
music,
tell
I
me
do
what
what
you
you-
will do to help change the outcome.
Say I really can't because, like I said, my method would be to be honest with you, too vulgar to do it.
Brother, I think
I
there's
mean,
a
to be
time and a
honest
place
with
for
you, all the
everything.
white boys that try to say Donald Trump, I would literally snatch them out of office, bro. And they would be no more seats for them. You got to take them away from the table, period. If you don't eliminate them from the table, period, we're gonna stay in the same cycle that we going in, trying to get this.
So I'm gonna
Trying
tell
to
you.
do that.
So my belief is we need a new Black South. Okay. Now you gonna listen to my whole spiel on it, or you gonna? All right.
Yes, indeed.
So a new black South is where 55% of black people already live in the Deep South. If 20% of our cousins came back to the Deep South, everything you talking about voting them out, taking over the complete control structure, we could have the governors, the lieutenant governor, the senators, the Congress people, all by our choice, right? Because we 32% of the state. What happened if we was 45% of the state?
Shit, we have
Right?
the whole,
And then you take the whole structure over and then you create what you want with this because the U.S. Constitution is a state-built organization. Is a state-built document. It gives the power to the states.
Okay,
And so the control is for us to take over
But they
Louisiana, Mississippi,
Don't
Georgia.
they circumvent the laws in the Constitution?
Well, they
Don't
in state constitution.
But I'm just saying though, this is the U.S. Constitution too.
Well, but
I ain't got my 40
but
acres.
you have,
listen,
but
I ain't
none
got
of
my
us
40 acres and mule yet.
because we ain't never took a big enough block of the Congress. So
This
what
what
I'm
I keep-
talking about, the being able to do what I'm saying takes you from 3 black U.S. senators to 16. When you have 16 black U.S. senators up there, then you got a whole block of the Congress to decide what the progress is.
That's if all 16 black senators are working for the people and not themselves.
That's
So
if
you
we
can't
put the
say-
right people
but
in
that's
office.
okay then, but that's
We
a
can't
lot
blame everybody
that's
for
a lot
everything
of,
but
listen,
ourselves now.
That's a lot of hypotheticals.
Well, you got a lot of negative
No,
hypotheticals.
but I'm telling you the truth. They facts
This is
though.
a
I'm
hypothetical
gonna keep
conversation.
pushing
facts,
back.
though.
I'm gonna keep pushing
No,
back because I'm making
mean,
a change happen.
No, listen. You supposed to because you're a politician.
I'm not a
We
politician.
know for a fact that the 1%er is running everything in the United States. And if you think that them 1% is about to relinquish power to you and any other black men that coming up there without a fight, Say, bro, I'm gonna sit
Who
back
said-
and watch. But listen.
who said
I'ma
it's not
vote.
a fight, though?
I'm gonna put you. Listen,
I think you missing my point though. You saying that we don't
You
need
ain't
some
gonna get it
level.
without blood.
You saying that
That
we
white
don't
boy
need.
wants you to get it in blood.
Did you tell me?
You ain't gonna get it without blood?
Did you hear me at any point tell you
Okay,
that
then.
at some point violence is not a part of the equation?
No,
Okay.
I didn't. Well, when we gonna get to that part? Call me when
See,
that
that's
part
what the
starts.
part he wants you to call him about.
No, I'm just saying because I know I can work. It's easy to work for me. I don't want to get them people wait. In other words, when they divide this time, man,
See, y'all sound like y'all two are the same people, but just looking at it from two different
No
ways.
doubt about it.
Like
No.
that's all it is.
No,
When
I
we
just-
talk off camera, we're gonna have a
Say,
lot.
say,
of-
definitely,
we're gonna have a lot.
definitely
Listen what
I
I'm
can see
saying,
that,
though.
like, you
I'm
know what
with
I'm
him.
saying?
If he get a lot of brothers, the 16 brothers, they're gonna go in there and do it. I'm
Brothers
with
and
that.
We gotta help him
I'm
do it.
with-
Brothers and sisters.
Brothers
Yeah,
and
we gotta help
sisters.
him. We gotta
I'm
do
saying,
our
I'm
part to
with
help him
that.
get in
Listen,
there.
I'm with that. But I'm just trying to get him to understand I do not believe the 1%er gonna let you do anything.
I ain't saying nobody's gonna let me do nothing.
Okay,
I think he just looking at it to where he don't think you understand how hard your job is about to be, and you're just
Oh,
saying
I
that
know.
you definitely
Oh, no.
know.
I
how
know
hard
he'll
it
be
is.
a
That's what I'm
motherfucker.
saying.
fully aware.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
fully
I
that's
know
what it
that. I
comes
know
down.
he
That's
gonna
what
be
it
a
comes down to.
man if he's serious.
I'm already there.
Okay then. Well, here goes the stakes get a little high. You better get a bigger security team. Too.
We're gonna be all right, babe.
And I know y'all shooters, but hey, bro, them dudes got tanks. And them niggas got shit. they can shoot,
High
bro.
image is the head of security.
They
That's
can
what
shoot. Hey,
That's what
I have
see, I'm
it.
telling you.
Well, I have it.
See how easy we can do
I have
that?
a
See?
security
There you go, your
detail
security
on.
right there. High image.
See, I have a security team on detail, but we gonna get the threat before it even become a threat. See what they think about it? In a chokehold. Let's go. Come on, bitch. Come on.
So you better have some hell of insurance, baby.
Yeah,
You better have some hell of
They
insurance.
even think about it. Let's go, bitch. Let's
Protect him like the
Telling
president.
go. Yeah. Hey, bro, I'm just telling you real shit. You know,
Hey man, hey you chop a game with the OGs and the big homie. I think with us talking, you changed our mind about a lot of things though.
He did.
A whole lot of things. But I
Yeah.
think as the people, like we so far away from politics, we don't know what the hell be going on in the streets.
I understand that, but that's why we got to stay connected to the people that's doing that work, and support each other, and this pushback is healthy though, because the more we talk, the more we find out what are the issues and how we find that common ground in the end. I never run away from debate like my boy Troy. I'm gonna sit down and have a conversation with the people anytime. Sometimes we gonna agree, sometimes we gonna disagree.
I just be like, I from what I see, bro, we got a hell of a fight, bro. They had one civil war, and everybody been saying it was gonna be another one, but.
And if there is, I think the outcome gonna be a whole lot different than the last
But
time.
that's the only way you're gonna get it from the 1%ers, though. That's the only way.
If that's the way you
Them
see
people
it,
not gonna sit there and negotiate with you and say, "Okay, bro, we just gonna give you."
that's
all
why I
that."
said take power.
Yeah.
So how have you been received since you came down to New Orleans? Was
Man,
it
it's
surprising?
love. I was on the street just now, and a young lady rolled by. She saw his sweatshirt and was like, "I can't wait to go vote for Gary Saturday." And then she looked and saw it was me standing right there, and that happens every day, everywhere we at. People stopping by, and I'm moved by it, man. Because nobody has to give you their support, nobody has to welcome you into their city. I'm territorial about Baton Rouge, so I appreciate the love that the city has shown me, and I'm gonna return that love 1,000-fold.
I hope so, bro. Cause we got some raggedy streets here, bro. You gonna get them?
Man,
You
dude
been
told me.
rolling out. You
Yeah.
been riding out, man.
Dude told me you gotta have a strong neck to ride on New Orleans streets. boy.
You wasn't lying now.
We got some potholes here to get fixed. You
Yeah,
gonna return that love, though.
Well, see, you know what I think about as in us in New Orleans? Like, once you come touch the streets, it's easy for us to relate to you because we always feel like we could touch you. Like, we're able to hold you accountable because if you ever came there, we're going to find a way that we can get back to you when you do us wrong.
That's a right. That's
Like,
right.
That's why we're so receivable when you get to the ground because we the ones who going to come out. The
But I'm
ground is the ones who going to come out.
gonna stay on the streets too.
Say, bro, I don't know him to do this, but I'm sure gonna go tell a lot of people to vote for him. So when he get in office, we gonna see if he that.
See, but I think that's what we should do.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come
We
back.
need to get him in.
I'm gonna come back after I win. Come on, whichever
We'll
way you
come
do
to
it.
Washington,
You can
D.C.
bring the cameras too.
Some
whatever
might
way
be
we
doing
gonna
the
do
show in Washington, D.C. And I'm be
Let's
like,
go.
well, let's go see old Gary Chambers. He
Come
lied.
on, baby.
He lied to us. Right before
No,
we
it
did
ain't
the
gonna be
show.
no lie. It's gonna be like, come on, let me
I'm
go see.
saying,
What did we
you
do?
know?
Let me go
What
see
did-
G because he handling his
I
business.
say, I'm saying.
That's
That's
what we
what
rather
you
do.
gonna say.
Definitely
You know?
what we rather do. We
That's
rather
what
have
you
that
gonna
kind of visit.
That's what the visit gonna be.
Okay, then it's all up.
You're gonna be
but
pleasantly surprised.
I'm saying, but
Then you gonna hire you for your
was-
security?
I don't know about
I'm
that because
telling
he
you,
told me he
come
gonna
on,
put
man.
his hands on them before they even do
You
it.
supposed to.
I understand.
They say the only way to neutralize a threat
Is to catch him first, huh?
take it out first.
I understand.
You know,
I
you
understand.
don't give him a chance because if you give him a chance, you know, it's just like a snake. If you let him go, he'll come back and bite you in the ass.
I understand.
So you know what I'm saying. And then to be honest with you, like I say, we all could have our dreams and aspirations of trying to change the world, but when you actually get in that fight and you see how vicious the other side really is you willing to go to 100 yards.
Brother, let me tell you something. Everything I've ever
But a lot of people do fold under pressure.
everything I've ever done was against opposition.
You got a lot of it,
Nobody
too.
ever gave me, I just got to the point where people were praising me for what I do. I went through 5 years of people criticizing me for challenging the government.
Okay.
And I've been lied on, talked about, blocked out of contract opportunities. I'm debt free, black man. Anything you see on me is paid for. My car paid for, where I live is paid
So
for.
when Mitch McConnell, go to get Natchez, you ain't gonna. And he old too. Yeah, they be them old.
And that's a big part of the problem.
Say, but them old
Saying
white
that they
men.
living by the old rule.
That's a
Say,
big
bro.
part of
They
the
living by the
problem.
old rule.
Yeah, that's the good old days. They live by the good old days, bro.
They good old days.
But so when you go, I'm saying you
Yeah,
ready
they
to
good
go
old days.
head to head with Mitch McConnell.
I'm ready to go head to head with anybody there that's standing in the way of progress with my
I'm
people.
telling you, but them clansmen ain't dead. They smart, they sharp, they don't wear the robes no
You
more.
might be a little worried about the Klan, but
And
I
I beat the shit out of
See,
one.
see.
You the one keep talking about it.
I don't care nothing. The problem. I don't
Say
care
it.
about nothing. Listen. If I'm not scared of a
Keep bringing
nigga,
them now. You're doing that.
I'm not scared.
Keep bringing them now.
If I'm not scared of a black man, and we the strongest men on earth, if I'm not scared of one of us, you think I'm gonna let you? Come on, man.
I'm
Be
just
for real.
saying.
You the one who have to go against him. I don't think Mitch McConnell will even sit down and talk to me because he know I'm educated. I'm not stupid, and some of the things that I ask him, he wouldn't be able to answer.
See, I do commend you on coming get in the hot seat.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole lot of people who wouldn't sit there because they couldn't handle what we gonna bring to them. But we don't do it as in to discredit nobody
good.
or no shit like that. I'm saying as in why motherfuckers be so scared to sit in that seat.
'Cause they
We
can't-
do it for the people. They can't handle it.
They can't handle the question.
They can't handle a hot seat.
And we speak from the heart. We
If
not
you're not-
we not scripted. We not trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm asking you a question that being a black man that's seen life from inside the prison and outside the prison. So where I'm coming from, I know how this game is being played, whether you know it or not. And I just don't see without us forcibly taking our respirations, they're not gonna fucking give it to us. And that's just my firm belief.
It's the mechanisms of how we take it is where we disagree.
Yeah, bro. I know.
See, but I
Abraham
say,
Lincoln put
I
that
say
in.
this about me and him,
Say,
right?
hold up, let me tell him this. Abraham Lincoln
He
put
gonna-
that mechanism in place a long time ago. I'm still waiting for it. My people were waiting for it. My daughter gonna be waiting for it. Her children gonna be waiting for it. We keep talking about it, we gonna get
You're a
it.
man of faith?
Somewhat.
Okay.
But I'm a man of me more.
So I'm
importantly.
gonna tell you this. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. They that live by it shall eat the fruit
Yeah,
thereof.
but I don't fit down, so I mean it's a part
I
of
said
life.
you can put death on your issue though.
But I mean I don't live.
I'm gonna
through
speak
that.
life. I'm gonna speak life to my situations.
Okay, then I mean, but I had both of them. You ever been shot up?
Nah.
You ever laid underneath of the knife or been trying to survive from a stab wound?
Nah.
So I put life and death in my equation because, I don't face that and I'm living now. I don't know why I'm still here, but with the shit I done did, and I hear a lot of people just talk. See, action speaks louder than words.
Agreed.
And like I say, we can march, we can put people in the office and all that. If we don't take it, but they're not gonna give it to us.
So a man thinks, so is he, brother.
Hey, all right, we gonna see who will win on this side of this.
We gonna have a long
together.
relationship,
Oh, yeah.
and you gonna come back and say, "G, you was right, my G."
I got a daughter live for
G&G,
another
huh?
50
He,
years.
he gonna have to come back and say, "All right, you was right about that one."
We gonna see. We got the same name. We gonna see.
All right, all
See,
right.
I tell people the way I look at me and him as this. I'm like the the PE teacher who make you come to class because you like to have fun in school, and that's the mean ass social studies teacher. But he teaches you, but the job is just to get their ass. As long as we get their ass in school, they're gonna learn something.
Say, what history has shown us that men of power do some heinous things to keep it. So in order for you to take it from him, you're gonna have to do some heinous things to get it.
We got to put this man in power. And we might not have to do so much heinous shit.
Well, we might have to do it dirty word, though.
Might clean a little bit of that shit up. Might be going.
Yeah, I don't know.
Say, as long as we got somebody that's speaking for us and you know he's for us, it might stop a little bit of the power.
We got to be behind making sure that the law that he put in place to be implemented. You know, they can't just, you know, they use filibusters and all kind of things to reverse laws and try to, you know, circumvent them. We got to make sure that they actually, you know, Congress put them into action. That'd be more, because you could say anything on paper. Like I say, Abraham Lincoln promised us something, we still ain't got it.
I would say, I mean, you gonna get us our
That's
40 acres in the
that's
mule, huh?
what that is.
You gonna get that 40? You gonna get the 40 acres in the mule?
What that is, 300 years? How many years that is?
It's on the way.
How many that is? That's 300 years?
You just gotta last to get your 40 acres in the mule, and your daughter gonna get them.
150? Damn, I don't think we got that money. Ooh.
Say, man, we definitely appreciate you coming through Choppin' Game with us. We always put people
need
in the
y'all
hot
to
seat
go
when they
vote.
high for you, though.
Y'all got to go vote for him, though, bro. You know, everybody that paid attention got to go vote for Gary Chambers.
Say, because he don't know he came in here and got our vote. You
Yeah,
ain't
he
have
got
our vote
our
coming
vote,
in.
but we talking about the other people out there, too. What your ticket number is?
Number 6.
Number 6. Hey. Damn, 6? 6. Y'all got to go hit number 6, bro. She say something? Jeez. Oh, my God. They could have given you 11? 6? Who picked that number for you?
That's the alphabetical order I came in.
God damn it.
Just make sure you hit it, okay?
I'm going to hit it. Believe me, I'm going to be punching on that motherfucker. I'm make sure it goes through. They're going to be like, number 6 is broken on this machine.
Nah, don't fuck it up for the next man.
All right, you right about it. I did thought about that.
So you had to think about that one.
Yeah, I had to think about it. You right about that.
Let
Nobody else
the
might
next
do.
man be able to come hit 6 too, man. Unless you go at like 7:59, the last one in.
No, I like to be early.
All right, then
Yeah,
don't tear the machine up.
Yeah,
at
I
the
ain't gonna
front.
tear it up.
All
I'm
right,
gonna make
all
sure
right.
though. I'm gonna act the people. Y'all sure 6 was working, right? I'm gonna hit no other number with 6 in there. Yeah, I'm gonna make
You
sure.
gonna make sure you ain't pressing and made a mistake and push 9 or
that
something?
number. Why you had to get 6?
What's wrong with 6, brother?
Huh?
What's wrong with 6?
I just don't like it. It's hard to hit on the dice. That bitch hard, bro. 6 and 4. That bitch hard, bro.
Say, I like 4s and 10s, man. That's where I remember more
6.
money at.
You say 4s and 10s. I say 6.
You got a lot of opportunity to make that
That's
6.
hard, bro. You get some diamonds 7 times. You all that lie.
So you know last time we
that man ain't lying on
last time we shot dice.
Lie.
Last time we shot dice.
Yeah, you won, son.
All right, that's all right. That's all I wanted to hear. That's all I wanted to
Tore his ass up. He quit.
I know how to quit. You know how you leave with
You want
something,
to
I
go
had to
home
leave
with
with
some.
something.
You know why? Tell him why. Because you would have went home with nothing.
No, I wasn't. That's why I quit.
I know. You know.
You bought me and my girl some.
You know hold that
lunch
shit
that
long.
day.
You know hold that shit long, don't shit fast. Or shit fast, don't shit long. However that shit.
I don't know. I wasn't there. By the time I got home, I got on out there.
But let Gary Chambers finish telling us about what you know.
I'm good,
himself.
man.
You good?
I'm good.
He's at the chopping point. He's just chopping game now. He's a regular one. He's not a politician.
I'm serious though. I'm glad to have met you, bro, because you really, you know, you kind of. I thought at first I was telling my producer, but that guy got a stick up his ass or something. But here you come in, you real, you kept it real. You answered all the questions, and you wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you telling the truth, and I think you're going to make a difference in Washington, D.C. Now we got to get you in there first, and then we can get other young brothers that think like you know what I'm saying, to file the suit and start putting them in. As you say, we need 16.
16 U.S. senators.
We're going to keep you in there till we get 16 then.
I ain't necessarily got to stay in there to them, but we can build a strategy to get there.
Well, okay then. Well, I mean, I got to work with you.
I'm gonna be involved in the process though, all the way till we get it.
Yeah, well, we need 16. You said we need 16.
Let's go.
So that's the goal, but we got to get one first.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all
This
know
where
who
we
y'all
start
got
at,
to
right?
go see.
This is where we start. This is where we start.
Yeah, we got to get him in first. I mean, because he was really, say, bro, I thought when he came in, he wasn't coming back.
I told him he changed our mind about it.
Yeah, I thought he did. I said,
Definitely
man. But we were going to chop you up on chopping game, too.
That ain't gonna happen.
I see that with your man of your word. You can't fade the music. You was honest. You gave us some straight up, you know what I'm saying? And we kind of agreed to disagree. You know, I just
Malcolm
think that.
and Martin.
Yeah, but I think his method going to kind of take us a little while to get to where he trying to get at. But with the 16 senators, if we could get them in the next couple of years, hopefully, I could see it before I close my eyes, you know.
If we work and we organize and we build our resources, we can do it.
Yeah, but we've been,
Y'all two could do that all day.
I mean, you know, bro, we had Black Wall Street, they tore it down. You know, they never tried to.
And they still never stopped us, though.
But, I mean, but listen what they did, though. They took the unity from the black people and kind of split it up. Because
delay is not denial.
But this is how I look at it. I say you got enough of black billionaires, just enough of black billionaires to start another Black Wall Street.
But see, that's white. Let's be clear. White folk didn't build their wealth off one rich white man. They took the government, used the tools of government to help build their wealth. We got to do the same thing.
Oh, you guys, you just enlightened me. I thought they built it off us. That free slave.
No, they did it off of us and our money.
That free labor that they got.
They did it off of slavery, and they did it off the
inventions and
the government structure that allowed them to take our tax dollars to build their wealth.
But I mean, that's still going on.
And we could change that. But we got to take power first.
Yeah, we got to get y'all in. I mean, you know, brothers, because they got a few brothers in who think that thing. I think Cedric Richmond kind of think like you, you know, but I don't think he willing to go to the extremes that you willing to go to.
Different life experiences.
Yeah, and I understand that. He went to St. Oh, you probably about went to a public school.
I did.
See, so you know. Yeah, it's a difference. It's a different lifestyle.
You're down with the bottom of the barrel.
I also didn't go to college.
Yeah, he know how it go. You know, he got beat up people in high school. He know how this really go. So that's the difference. So, and we could give him, like you say, 16 brothers like you in, and we got to fight and change.
Brothers and sisters.
What brothers and sisters? I don't mean it like that when I say I ain't leaving the ladies out, but we can't do nothing without the ladies. If it wouldn't be for them, we wouldn't even have this struggle going on.
No, you
think about Harriet
the
Tubman.
ladies out. You know your old lady beat
think
you
about
up.
Harriet Tubman and Rosa Parks and all the other ones.
All right,
that
fix
did
it.
the thing.
Okay,
I don't mean
fix
it
it.
like that, bro. I'm not chauvinistic. Bro.
You fix it because you got to go home. You might won't fix it. I'm just saying. I don't want you to get beat up for what you saying on the show. So I was just telling you
You
fix it.
really want me to tell a man what I'm about to get beat up?
What you about to get beat up for?
Nah, don't worry about
Not
it.
what I thought. Say, you can start. Come on with
I
it.
ain't gonna mess with it, though. Bro. You know what I'm saying?
Say, man, you chopping game with your OGs, the big homie, Gary Chambers Jr. So next time we see you, you
gonna
should
be
be you in,
senator.
right?
Y'all go do y'all.
They gonna
Oh,
be
we got
senator,
us.
huh?
We the streets.
Senator Chambers, huh?
We got
Congressman Chambers.
We got us. We the streets.
That's cool, bro.
We appreciate you coming out. Well, if there's anything left you would like to say to the people, like
Go vote.
You ain't gonna trip if I call you CJ, huh?
Do what you do. What's CJ? What that stand for?
A champion of black people. I ain't gonna get out. I got to tell you that all.
All right.
You know what I'm saying, bro.
All right.
So,
I gotta know
you
what it means first.
Yeah,
I was about to
I'll tell
agree,
you
but I
that,
need
but
to.
it's a champion for black people.
All right.
Just letting you know.
ain't no
that.
telling because it probably meant calling for joints fooling with him. Ain't no telling.
No, if you want me to-
I'm with. I don't know.
if you
We just
want
had
me
to know.
Tell a man it mean I certainly jack you. Man.
See what I'm saying?
Always
See?
made me. I mean, I
All
don't
right.
want to be the bad guy, bro.
Okay, bro.
That's what I mean. You're going in
Hey,
there
man.
dragging white boys out of
Hey, see, there you go. See?
That's what I was trying to say.
That's the
You know,
security.
Anybody who not using
You can call me
power right.
CJ.
Security.
That's all that mean, bro.
You can call me.
That's all that meant, bro. So I want to tell the man all the camera. Now you got the people, you know, bro. You
When
just-
he get to Washington, he gonna call you.
Certainly a jack.
You know, listen.
Certainly a jack,
If
huh?
I hear anything about an insurrection, I'm gonna bring you to the Capitol. All right.
Well,
I'm gonna deputize you.
you might have a black insurrection this time. I'm not gonna go.
We're gonna speak on that
Say
on
it.
camera. You're gonna go.
Cause I'm about to say,
you gonna make
don't
me-
do it.
you gonna
Donald
do-
Trump people ain't gonna get his people. I ain't gonna go get my people neither. I'm gonna be walking them in too. Well, you want who you want? Nancy Pelosi, her office right there.
I'm not gonna
But
bring you
I'm
to the
just showing you,
Capitol.
that's what they were doing though. That's how they was handling them people.
I understand. I
You
You
Right in
want
that direction?
What the people tell you? You want Chuck Schumer? His office right down the hall. That's how they were taking all them pictures and them people always kicked out, smoking.
Because how they knew.
What?
Because how they knew?
Josh Hawley, Ted Cruz.
Speak on.
Jim Jordan.
Because you ain't just walk in there and stumble up on the
No,
speaker's
indeed.
office.
Come on, man. The bigger that building is, how you gonna know where you? And you going right to the office? Come on, bro.
The audacity of whiteness.
But all they wanted to do was keep Biden out of office, so that's why they did what they did. But they thought they were gonna scare the people in the not, certified.
Well, since you seen it like that, he ain't got to tell you what officers at. You know what they're at.
Yeah, I seen it on
Oh,
camera
all right.
too.
Just make sure
Yeah, I
you know
seen
exactly
it.
where you were going.
Yeah,
So
I
you ain't
seen
got
it
to tell
on
him where they're at. He
camera.
gonna know where
I'm not going to tell him where
You ain't got to tell him. You ain't even got to deputize him. Just tell him you're there.
No, only if you need protection. I'm not coming to talk. I don't talk, bro. You know, Celo. You
want
talk,
You talk the whole hour.
You want
Well, you
shit?
tell
Nah.
me this is my job. Celo working
See?
like a Mexican. So this is my job,
Say,
I have
Choppin game with the OGs. We can talk all day. But y'all definitely go out and vote for the big homie, man.
Yes,
CJ.
indeed, bro. He deserved that, bro. Y'all heard it from the horse's mouth.
Choppin game, baby. We out of here.
Yeesh.
Whoa.